Hello everybody, and welcome to the final round. This is it. This is the final round of the Indycar Dallara IR18 Championship. We are in for a treat here at Indianapolis Road Course. Today the champion will be crowned. We have a tight battle, but before we get to that, let's not forget who brings us all this awesome footage. And here is our sponsor, Liberty Footwear, setting up. This is the World Series of our factory here at Sim Racing Online. There will be 4 championships. This is the end of the first series, and the next series will be started up in a couple of weeks with the round 1 at Brem and the Chang International Circuit for the Enduros T2 and GTE Asian 2025 Championship. But saying that, all this is brought to you by Liberty Footwear. Enjoy stylish comfort, performance, and our safety hiking everyday wear, custom fit boots, handcrafted in Michigan, USA. So, with that said, let's settle in and get ready for some racing action. We do have a couple guys out on the track. We have just about a couple minutes of practice left here. So while that is going on, we will give you a little bit of look at how these guys are doing in their practice laps. And I want to show you, before we get into quali, where we are at here with this car. First of all, realize this is the Dallara, comes with a Honda or a Chevy engine. There are all your stats. The 1011 gearbox, 6 forward gears, 1 reverse gear, Megaline assisted gear shift, which means paddle shifter, a 2.2 liter, 134.25 cubic inches. So there is that info on that there. And we've got some predictions to make, but I don't think we're going to get to those before quali. Perhaps we can. Let's just give you a quick look right now of the rundown. So, championship predictions brought to us by Mr. Neil Wood, who's done all the stats in the back end for us. Thank you, Neil. So, Nick Westy wins the championship if he finishes 6th or higher. And if Philip Fischler finishes 2nd and Westy finishes 8th or higher. Then if Fischler finishes 3rd and Westy finishes 10th or higher. So you see, he's got it pretty pretty easy road here as long as he just keeps it on track if anything happens. However, Fischler can win if Westy finishes 7th or lower, and Fischler, of course, has to win the race. Or if Westy finishes 9th or lower, then Fischler only has to finish 2nd. And if Westy finishes 11th or lower, then Fischler has to finish 3rd, and he can be the champion. So we got a lot to look at here today. So with no further ado, I think the clock has ticked down, and it is about time to go to quali. 15-minute quali session with it's private, so we're not going to see any traffic for these drivers. We will, however, leave the timing boxes up, and you can see the gap to the leader and the gap to the next driver here. Once it switches over, we'll be able to get into that. So I'm looking for the clock, and we're waiting for the series admin online to switch it over, as we are at the top of the hour, and the 15-minute quali should be starting now. Anything else I can show you here? Not really. We're good to go. We've seen the ad. We're just waiting for quali to begin. So it's been a hectic series. The order in which behind the top 3, there are some other options here. For instance, John Vandergeest, he is currently in 4th with 125 points, but he's only 4 points behind MRG's Costas Cantazores, who is 129 points, so 125. So 4 points separates the 3rd step on the podium for Mr. Vandergeest. And then Matej Descobler is about 12 points behind Vandergeest. So he's within 16 points of a podium finish. So anything can happen today. And keeping that in mind, Fischler is 15 points behind Nick Westy, who has 170 points. And then Philip Fischler with 155. So it looks like it's going to be an exciting race, as we are now shifting to quali. So with that said, let's see what we can do here. Let's find anybody going out on track. Excuse me. And I will bring up the qualification boxes in case we have anybody out waiting for it to tick over. And there it goes. The clock is running, so drivers see who's going to be first to come out. The weather looks good. There's just a few clouds in the sky, a little bit of variable wind. So as that we say that, Westy is out on track, our championship points leader, in that recognizable, lovely dark blue livery. Really like that car. Do a quick check here. Yeah, we are looking good. So I'm going to bring up the track map for you. There you go. So you can kind of see who everybody's out there, but we can only see one car at a time. As the drivers are out for their warm-up lap, heating up. Of course, you can tell everybody's on that soft tire. That a look. So I've got Westy here. We got Antoine Tobin here. Get a good look at these guys before they start their times. I've got here's Bjorn Hagerman and Lars Hagerman. They're in similar cars, a greenish yellow and a yellow. And Tony Talvitier in that customary blue turquoise that he's been in the entire series. And then we have Peter Jones. And Caitlin Penny in that purple, pinkish, and blue Napa livery. Very nice. And then Robin Taylor, Nick Westy's teammate. And then Matej Descobler going purple in sector 1. Of course, there's no times are set yet, but Westy, I believe, is on his time lap now as we go down there. There is Philip Pichler just heading out, so he will be heading out. Chance to win the championship today if it all goes his way. And then Costas Katsoras. Here is John Vandergeest, our Sim Racing Online host. And Randy Marek, one of our sponsors from Marek Farms, put this whole thing together with the World Series and Liberty Footwear. So he is absolutely responsible for what we are seeing today and what is going to be happening in the next 3 championships covering the whole 2025 year. Easy for me to say. Oliver Spatson is in the pits along with Ed Jones. He's sitting it out. And Michael LaBelle is out now. He's in the pinkish purple and black. And Ben Summoners is in that Dr. Pepper livery. And then Gilles De Silvas, one of our custom painters. He's got a fancy car today. We'll have to get a look at his paint job a little bit later. And then bringing up Stefan Wyndham. So with that said, let's get a look at what's been going on the track. As we have that lap, you can see a 112.8, and Talvitier immediately jumps to the top above him. Let's see who's coming across. Pichler's coming across now. And Pichler looks like he's just starting a lap. So there we go. Let's get on with that. Who is 5th and 6th? Westy. You can see Westy currently in 6th. Bringing it into the pits for some new tires, as his teammate Taylor. So Peter Jones jumps to the top. Let's get a look at him. They're all on the alternate tire, so we don't need that anymore. Trying to get a look at who's coming across. It looks like Lars is going to be next to cross the line with the competitors. Then here he comes. And he does jump up a spot. He's just 6/100ths off of Jones's 112.796. So nicely done there. Caitlin Penny coming in from the pits. And Bjorn currently 5th. Making his way through sector 1, just now heading into that sector 2. So let's get a look at Peter Jones, who's now coming back across the line, see if he betters his time. He is purple but yellow in sector 2. And does he improve? At a 12.5. He does improve, putting himself 2/10 up on Hagerman now. Where is Talvitier? I believe he is not out there yet. Jones is coming across, actually. To see Ed Jones out on a qualifying lap. Right on, Mr. Jones. He usually chooses to stop from the back. So, with that said, Anton Tobin is coming across next. See if Tobin can move himself up. And he does not. He remains in 6th. So, 18th is LaBelle. LaBelle's going to come across and see what he can do. And he moves himself up into 16th. So, puts himself a little bit higher on the grid. Costas Katsoras, who's usually pretty quick, is in the pits. Okay. Trying to get a good look at here. Who is in 10th is Pichler now. Excuse me, coming out of that last sector. Really tricky right here at the pit in, and he is pitting in. So, yeah, there we go with that. Ben Summers and the Dr. Pepper is going to put him time up. Here we go. And he bumps himself up into 15th. Not too bad. Nicely done there. And 16th, Gilles puts across. And he moves up a spot. So these guys in the back, really good racing all the way through the field here. So these guys will definitely be fighting back there. Even though they're seconds off, they still are putting up fights all through the grid here. So it's a great thing about sim racing is you're always going to have some action there. Love to see it. All right, the number 3 car of Tony Talvitier is coming across for a ripper here. Let's see what's up. And he does not improve because it was an out lap. How you doing? So let's just follow Tony here. Through this sector 1, little section of left, right, in this Indy road course. So this road course, the GP portion of it was actually put together in 2000, so it's about 25 years old. It's been modified a couple of times to allow for some motorcycle racing too. So relatively new as racing history goes. Yeah. Making his way into Sector 3 now. Very technical, this little part of the track. And then you jump on a little bit more of the half oval here, only to have to make a hard left, or hard right, I mean, down into this where pit entry is. Really tricky corner right there. I think we're going to see some action right there. And then coming around the final turn onto the main straight of the oval. And let's see if he's improved. He was purple in Sector 2, but yellow in Sector 1. But he jumps to the top of the 1:12.447, putting himself up there with 7 or so minutes to go. So we're about halfway through quali, and we're getting some really competitive times up there. So nice to see that action going on. 11th, Costas coming across. Will Costas move up? Does not improve. What about who else is coming in? Third place. Oh, now here comes Lars. Lars Hagman stays in third. I'm trying to follow them up. We got the 8-7 car. So here comes Westy. See if Westy's got anything. Here, down, going through the gears here in this technical section. Currently in 7th. Antoine Tauban is now in 4th. Westy's on an outlap, so let's get back to the action. He will cross in a minute, and it looks like Talviti is coming into the pits. 13th place car of Randy Marek coming across for his time. Let's see if Marek can move himself out of 13th. And he does not improve, staying in 13th with Vandergeest just ahead of him there. Okay, the 6th place car of Caitlin Penny, as she crosses the line. Remaining in 6th. 9th is it coming into the pits, I think. Robin Taylor's in the pits. Yeah, Costas coming around. So the 5th place car of Bjorn. Does Bjorn Hagerman move himself up? He does not. Remaining in 5th. And here comes Antoine on his now timed lap. Purple in Sector 1, but he lost about a second in Sector 2, so he must have had a little bit of an off in there that did not help. So I doubt he's going to improve, and he does not. So let's see. We are down into the under 5 minutes to go here. Crossing 15th now is Stephen Winham. Marek in 12th. He'll be crossing the line next. And he remains in 12th. 6th place. And here comes Penny again. Is Penny going to stick with it? Penny remaining 6th. Some 0.6 off. So these guys are just about a half second off. Here comes Bjorn again on a ripper. Of course, yellow in Sector 1, but green in Sector 2 might improve himself. And he does. He jumps up ahead of Tobin. So the two Hagermans are together in 3rd and 4th now. And let's see what Talviti can do. He's on another ripper. He's on an outlap. So behind him is the 5th place car of Antoine, who is also purple and green. So he's probably can move himself up here, Mr. Tobin. As he crosses the line, he does. He puts himself into 3rd, pushing the two Hagermans down 1 spot. So brilliant lap there by Antoine. Nicely done. And here comes Peter on his outlap. So currently in 2nd. He put that first rip-in lap up there. So we'll keep an eye on him as he comes around. But the 4th place car of Lars also on an outlap. And Bjorn also on an outlap. So these guys are ready to go here for another time lap. Fresh tires. And see what they can do to put it as the quality ticks down with just 3 minutes remaining. It looks like Randy Marek has had a couple issues back here. Randy's having some trouble. He's going to go talk to the landscapers and see if he can adjust a few things as he gets himself off the track. So a job there to keep it clean. So Telvitier, yellow and yellow on that first lap. So probably got some heat in the tires now, and this will probably be one of his final laps here as he starts. He did, look at that, he did go purple in sector 3, so perhaps he's ready to go on another ripper here. Let's check on the back end as Ollie Besson is about ready to come through. Looks like he's slowed himself down. Stefan Winham is parked. Vandergeest, green in sector 1. So let's follow John here. Currently in 11th. He's making his way through to the sector 3 line, which is right here at this turn where sector 3 starts. Just this part where you kind of get faked out. You got a little bit of the oval there, and then instantly hard on the brakes to make this right-hander, which of course is where pit in as well. One of the Hagermans is crossing the line. Let's see if he can go up. But we'll finish with Vandergeest here. Currently in 11th. Kez, does he improve? He stays in 11th. All right, so here we go. These are the last throws of quali, so we shall see what happens. Oh, what do we have? Telvitier on top. Jones should be on a purple and then yellow, though, but only by a couple of few tenths. What is that? 2 tenths off in the middle sector. See if we can make up any time on these last few turns here. Jones going for pole. Just that 0.116 off. Taylor coming across the line. See if he can improve from 8th. And he does not. Is Bjorn on a ripper? Bjorn's yellow and yellow, so he's had issues. He's coming in. It looks like they're settling down now to be the end of it. So just a few out on track still. Westy currently in 7th, coming through sector 2 now. And the 4th place, Lars, but Westy is purple in sector 1, so let's just see what Mr. Westy has here. And quali has ended, so this is it. The 6th place car of Caitlin Penny did make it out in time for her lap to count, and she is currently in sector 1, but let's watch Mr. Westy here. He lost a little bit of time in the middle there, but let's see what he can do. Currently in 7th, will he improve? He does. He gets one spot in 6th, just 5 seconds or 5 tenths off. So where is Penny? Penny is still on a lap, and she is purple in sector 1 and green in sector 2. So in a good position to move herself up, perhaps to get right on the other side of Westy. Or Westy just leapfrogged her. Maybe she can put herself right back on top of that. And she's having a really good lap here. Down a tenth in sector 1 and better than her own. Oh, but she's lost it there, and that's going to cost her. That power slide could mean it for Penny not to improve. But we'll just see. She's going to cross the line. Let's see what's up. And it does not help her out. So there we have it. All right. It's all set now. Let me set the starting order. All right, I got that ready to go. So, okay. Well, that was quite exciting. You can see by the tower there your timings. Nicely done. That 1:12.403 as we take a tour around the track here. Oh, it's changing session. There we go. Now we're going into warm up. So some of the gang. It's kind of a cool view of the speedway there. There we go. Get up on top here. We take our little elevator ride. That is the sector 1 right there. We look, try to pan carefully to the right into turn 1 right there. A lot of things gonna happen right there. I have a feeling it's gonna be something else. So, all right. With that said, let's get to business here. Nobody out on track, of course, yet, as the timer is ticking down. We can see, I hear some guys firing it up. So the warm-up laps, or this 5-minute period here where they get to just go out. I'm sure now the tanks are full. Marek's heading out. With that said, let's get a look at the Marek's car here. Where am I? Hello, how you doing? There we go. The Castaway. Trying to get those cool views that I want to see. There we go. This is what I was. Bear with me here as we go through the views, side views. Beautiful paint job there. So we got a little bit of lag on the server. That's okay. Let's find. De Silva's still in the pits. Peter Jones is out. Get a good look at him. Yes, we don't need this anymore. As these warm-up laps are pretty much just what we talked about. Get some heat in the tires. Get the car moving with full fuel. There is our pole sitter, Talbitier. And Mr. Jones, Peter Jones, second, pole position. And then third, well, those Hegman brothers. We'll turn all that stuff on in a minute. Just a couple minutes left here. These guys sort it out. Batage right there with them. So really close racing we've had in these past series. It seems to go really good for the first 15-20 minutes, and then the field kind of separates a little bit, and then towards the end they start bunching up again. There will be stops, of course. They're going to need fuel for this 90-minute race, and of course the tire degradation comes into play too. So definitely cannot make it, I don't think, on one set of tires. So that could be proven wrong, though. We shall see. All right, just about a minute and a half to go here before we line up for the checkers. The green light. Pit stops. All righty. Caitlin out there. It's the last minute to go here. History to be made here today at the Indianapolis road course. It's a modern FIA Grade 1 infield road course. Like I said, it was in 2000 when it was completed. Incorporated part of the oval, including the main stretch and that southwest turn. It's about 2.0605 miles. 2.5 miles roughly, 4.20 kilometers, right around in there. And in 14 it was remodeled to accommodate motorcycle racing. If you've ever seen the motos here, they just get sideways. It's all kinds of scariness. And then improved competition altogether. The current grounds, they've expanded from about 320 acres to over 560 acres now in that 25 years. So, and the National Register of Historic Places in 1975, it was placed on this record as a designated National Historic Landmark in 1987. And it's like the only such site to be affiliated with automotive racing history to be set up in the National Register of Historic Places. So pretty cool stuff there for the Indianapolis as we are ready to go. So you know what that means. It's time to line them up. What we will do here is bring up the battle box, the timing, and the tower as we get ready for the countdown. Now this will be a formation lap, single file formation lap. So we won't see anybody unless somebody makes a mistake and crashes into the backup, which has happened before. And there they go. All right. Settling in on the formation lap. So, here is your starting order. Telvite, Peter Jones, and Tobin, top three. Then we have the Hagermans, Lars, Bjorn, then Nick Westy in 6, Mitaj in 7, Caitlin Penny starting 8 in that beautiful purple. Then 9th we have Robert Taylor, 10th is Kostas Kantosaurus, Philip Pitchler 11th, Pitchler as Jean Vandergeest in 12th. Remember, Vandergeest is battling for that 3rd place. Randy American 13th, Ed Jones 14th, Ale Matlus 15th, Stephen Wyndham in 16th. 17th, we got Ben Sumners in the Dr. Pepper, then Michael Lavelle, then Gilles De Silva, Antonis Pantopoulos, who was a late joiner, but he is in, so there you have it. There is your starting order. So, as they get ready to rock here, see Tony's bringing them around into that part of the oval. Yeah. They're getting ready to go green. And we are racing at Indy Road Course, round 6, the Championship Series. Today we will crown a champion, because it looks like everybody's getting through. A little bit of tightness into turn 1, no contact. WTA stays up front. Let's check back here with these guys. Nothing going on there. Costas just a little far further behind. Back to the Ed Jones group. And it looks as though everybody's getting through. I don't see any yellows, so I think we've made it to get to the tippy end. Here's Peter Jones here currently in 3rd. As Dalmuke gets off to a great start. As you can see, Westy right there. There's your points leader right there, following in suit. Currently in 5th. Meanwhile, back in the top 10, here is 9th place Robert Taylor with Kostas on his tail, and then we got Fischler, who has a shot at this title if he can get himself up on the podium. Excuse me, Westy. We got this train of cars here down the straight for the first time under anger. And Westy's looking for a spot. He stays to the inside. Is he going to have a move? He gets the one car. And he also gets right through So Westy going right to third place, getting through Lars and Peter Jones in turn 1. Gutsy move there. He pulls it off. Now he's chased down to Antoine and Tony up there. So Tony keeps his nose clean. You can see on the track map, he's out there. The first 2 cars are in a gap right there. Meanwhile, back at the rear end, we got Parapanopoulos, Sumners. Oh, there's a little bit of contact, a little bit more contact. Everybody's, looks like it was just maybe just a bloody nose and no stitches needed. I think they are good to go. Okay, up in the middle here, we got Costas and Robin Taylor is just ahead. Taylor in 8th place, challenging. You see the leaders are spread out as they get through that sector 3. Oh, we've got somebody up on the track. It's Peter. No. Peter Jones is out and off the track. Is he going to be able to pull it off? He's trying to gather himself. It looks like he might be pulling out. As here is Jill. And John Vanderkees is already out of the race. What happened to John? We completely missed it. John, our host. So Peter's still stuck there. He's trying to probably figure out, maybe he had computer issues. But here is De Silva. And then in the mid-pack, here's the battle for 7th and 8th as those leaders are going through. Heading into sector 3. You've got the 19th place car. Peter Jones is right there. So these guys will be passing Jones here in a minute, I believe. And Jones has pulled out. So there are the first 2 DNFs. Not even a 2 laps in. And that was it for them. Wow. Meanwhile, Stefan Winham. And, oh, we have an incident here. It's Gills and Winham. Winham's off. Gains himself. It looks like he's missing a wing. So we don't know what happened there. Michelle looks like he's on one piece still. He's got a little bit of bend in his steering wheel, perhaps. So we just don't know. We'll have to see. Could be a pit stop situation for him. Wow. Okay. So Indy is taking its toll on people. And it looks like Winham could be out. He's still stuck. Here he comes now. It's going to be tough for him. Luckily, he's close to the sector 3 there. He could get himself into the pit. As Taylor as well is in trouble. This is Robin Taylor also missing a wing. So holy smokes, we're missing all kinds of action. So he's got himself in the pits. Everybody's that was behind him is going to be moving up now, of course. So Taylor's in the pits. I'm sure Gilles is heading for the pits. Meanwhile, Westy getting around the injured Winham, making his way, trying to stay out of everybody's way. And here comes the 3rd place, Westy. But we got Antoine has caught to the back end of Talvitier, and this is a battle for the lead right here. You can see Gilles is in the pits as well as LaBelle. Or not LaBelle, but Tyler. LaBelle hasn't made it to the pits, I don't think, yet. We got 16, 17 are in the pits. But lead change right there. She saw right before your eyes as Antoine takes the lead away from Tony. As I was looking at the leaderboard, but you guys all saw it. I just didn't comment the actual pass. But so let's see if Talvitier has anything for Antoine here. It looks like he's got a little bit of a run. Westy back there licking his chop. With Lars right on Westy's tail. So here is Lars and Westy. Okay, we got a correction here. Thanks for this in the chat. These guys are battling. It looks like they're the top 4. Okay, I got it. It's Arton, right? Arton. Not Antoine. Arton. And we got Shamir in here cheering for Penny, so these guys are in the chat. Good evening from London from Ben Summers. Nice. Vandergeest, I am at a loss for words, says John in the chat. So, unfortunately, John, I don't know what happened to you, but I wasn't watching. But holy smokes, there's been a lot of action already. And I'm just trying to stay with it here. And thank you for the correction on Arton's name, so I can at least not butcher it for the rest of it. Thank you, Sydney. Ayrton. Airton. Is that correct? Let's hope so. So anyway, Ayrton is in the lead. Let's just put it that way. We'll call him the leader at this point. I can pronounce that right. All right. Tony, you got anything for him on the straight here? Is Ayrton's trying to make it tough on him. Sizing him up, and look at Westy coming in like a shark in the waters. Westy is ready to pounce in case anything goes wrong with these two. The first 4 cars are all pretty tight here. Vandergeest said he lost engine, wing, and tires, all gone. That was lap 1, so catastrophe for Mr. Vandergeest. Tough going there. Little mid-pack battle here while these guys get themselves through the turns. Here is the 7th place and 8th place Costas and Mataj duking it out. But meanwhile, back to the pointy end because they're coming down the straight now. Let's see what's going to happen here. Get through into sector 3. 2 more turns and it's put to the floor. Ayrton holding that gap. And holy smokes, we got up here. Parapanopoulos is battling Marek for 12th. They head down the straight. Let's see if he can get the draft in his favor. Looks like he's pulling up. Is he going to make a move? He's looking to the inside. Looks like he got the spot. Marek's giving away. Probably wisely so at this point. And that is, looks like Gilles in front of them. That is the Silva right there. We're going to have to get a look at Gilles' car. You never know what Mr. De Silva has in store for us until we have a look. 7 up this week. R.I.P. Eddie Jordan. All right, so this is a tribute to Eddie Jordan. Very nicely done, Gilles. Nicely done. All right, Matej, Descobler, and Ken Shores are battling for 7th. As the leaders cross the line again, as you can see from the track map. They are spread out pretty good. We got a little bit of racing going on here for 7th and 8th. And then 11th and 12th with Parapanopoulos. I hope I'm saying that right. It's an awesome word to say. I hope it's right because that is really fun to say. Atonis Parapanopoulos. How you like them apples? He's battling down here. There we go. And top speed, 8 miles per hour is about $1.80 down the straight there. Anyway, what happened, Anton? Ayrton. Ayrton's going down the field. Ayrton has had it off. Ayrton. Now he's in traffic. That's going to put Tony back in the lead. So, dang it, we missed that. I'm assuming Ayrton is the best way to say it, right? Wow. Most unfortunate for Ayrton. And it looks like he's got the Taco Bell, bringing it in for a taco. So that's going to tighten up this mid pack here, 5th and 6th. He's going to get, Bjorn's going to get through. Costas is going to get through. Matej is going to get through as Ayrton drops in for a repair. So that puts Talvitier under pressure from none other than championship leader Nick Westy. And if anybody's up to the task, it's Talvitier, as he is one of the quicker drivers. Lots of experience and knows how to hold a lead. If he can get through the technical difficulties, he's always in the mix. So let's see. Ayrton now is coming out. So Ayrton's coming out in 13th. So he's got his work cut out for him now. Long way to go. It's coming up with there's Gilles. Gilles is going to let him through. Nicely done, Gilles. So just to avoid any conflict. So, all right. Liv Moss, Taco Bell. I'll have you a Burrito Supreme and 2 Taco Supremes, please. Thank you very much. And now, meanwhile, back up here to Westy. As Talvitier is going through the lap traffic. Not sure who that is, so let's just cheat. Aha, there you go. It's LaBelle in 15th. That sometimes you just gotta cheat and see who's who. As LaBelle lets him through. But meanwhile, just behind these guys in 6th and 7th, here comes Pichler, Descablar, and Cantasaurus. We see Pichler in the background back there. This is Descablar right here, chasing Costas. See if we get a shot with his mirrors. Oh, hello. Bumper to bumper action. Guys are hanging on to it. Down the gears. Nicely done. And just behind them is Philip Pichler. Pichler is poised in 8th right now. He's just got to stay with it, keep his nose clean, and hopefully end up somewhere near the pointy end. And he needs Westy to have some bad luck, which nobody ever wishes bad luck on anybody, but he's probably just, you know, thinking that maybe something might happen. It wouldn't hurt his feelings, I don't think, if Westy had an issue at this point in time. However, we never wish that on anybody. Meanwhile, Ollie Vasson in 10th, looking for that top 10 finish with Antonis Parapanopoulos just ahead of him. Let's see if we can get that cool rear camera look for Panopoulos. There it is. So you can see Ollie back there. But meanwhile, the Matej and Costas battle continues. Probably the closest fight on track right now, so these guys are making it real. We do have some traffic for the winner, so let's see if Talvitier can get through. Oh, and that is a lap car right there. Let's cheat. Yep, it was Stefan. So, trying to stay out of the way. Because he's a back marker, he still has every right to the road, but it's just why you give way to these faster paced cars. As there is Talvitier, followed by Westy, as they've got both through the traffic. Now the third place car of Lars Hagman has also got through. So, and there he is. So the top 3 are back in the line again. The next lap cars coming up will be Robin Taylor, who had that issue in the 5th. So Taylor's out. Wow. All right. 16th and 17th. Taylor in the silver. So there is Gilles. And there is Taylor right there. So I'm sure Robin is going to make his way into passing Gilles at some point in time here. And here we are up at the pointy end. There is Westy, West Point leader, getting through that 16th place car of Taylor. He gets through. And also Lars getting through as well. Right about now, you can see. Nicely done. Cheater mode. Yep, there they are. So, he's guys are all within the zip code here, the top three, as they're getting around Gilles now. So here is Gilles giving way to Talvitier. And now Westy next as the three get through. Let's go. Yeah, okay, to the inside without incident. And then third place, Lars, as Gilles gets out of the way. We also have Caitlin Penny cruising in fourth. Let's take a look at Caitlin. Fourth place. Got a gap between fourth and fifth with the 18th place car, Stefan Winning, if we can notice. But here we go for the battle here. These guys have tightened up as Lars is all over Westy coming out onto the straight. Let's see if we can catch him. You can see Tony up there. Built himself a little bit of a gap. I think these guys had a little bit of trouble in the traffic. There they go through. Meanwhile, back here, Ayrton still in 13th. However, all you Ayrton Tobin fans, he does have the fastest lap of the race. A 1:13.7 right now is the fastest lap of the race, belonging to Liv Moss Taco Bell Ayrton. So keep that in mind as we go along here, if we can make his way up through traffic. Meanwhile, here's your leader, Talvitier. He's got that gap on Westy. Caitlin Penny's getting through Gilles. And meanwhile, the Scobler and Cantasaurus are just at each other this entire time. It's been a fight the whole way. And of course, second place in the points, Pichler is just behind them, just gapped a little bit behind them. But running his own race, just trying to keep it safe, I would believe. Trying to stay in this thing if anything might happen above and beyond his normal driving. You can see hard on the brakes there. It might open up the door for Matej. As you saw, Cost is hard on the brakes there. The pressure's on. He's defending. Cost is getting ahead due to the pit stop. No, is that a pit stop? Fifth and sixth now. Yeah. So that was Bjorn coming into the pit. As these guys are side by side heading into turn one. And there you see Matej now in fifth place, and Costas in sixth. And then there is Jones and Panopolop. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That battle. Okay, things are really heating up here. And I believe it's due to the pit stop of Bjorn has kind of put everybody out. But here is Jones now in the top 10. And Antoine 8th and 9th, respectively. And Westy still, oh, we got the car, 18th car. Stefan Winham has an off. Winham is off. Looks like he's got all his wings, so he is still in one piece. But let's watch out for the traffic assistant livery there. Gets through, cheater time. All right, there we go. These guys are getting through. Meanwhile, back to the pointy end. My goodness. Woo. They're spreading out now a little bit. Let me catch my breath. Lars is all over Westy. As they're making their way through the 12-13 area, goes to pit in. Turns 12, turn 13, and then turn 14, the big sweep around her. So Talvitier is pitting from the lead. So with about 20 minutes, 21 minutes in, we have the first pit stops. And that's going to put Westy in the lead of this race. So new leader as Talvitier going for the undercut. See how this turns out. Let's get a look really quick here and see what kind of tires these guys are on. Whoops, sorry. There. There we go. Oh, that's okay, Sydney. So, that's my fiance. Cool, congratulations. In the live chat, marriage proposals are going on. Very nice. Erkan, you lucky guy. All right. So Wenham's still in the pit. We got the 2 DNF. And these guys are just duking it out still. Coming up into the passing zone, Westy defending beautifully. Let's see, Talvitier comes back out in 7th. There we go. But everybody's on the alternate except for Tobin, Ayrton, and Labelle are on the primary tire. So those are the only 2 right now that are on the harder compound. So that's what I wanted to know. Okay, back to the track map for you. Here you go. Okay, so Bjorn, who pitted already, he's now in 12th coming out. He is battling with Randy Marek for that 11th spot, and he's probably on a fresh set of alternates. You can see the reds. And Ayrton now in 14th, so he actually went down a spot, but he still is holding that fastest lap. And maybe he was offering up lunch to some of these guys. He gave them a couple of tacos, and he just has to catch back up now. So now we have Lars in 2nd place, Westy in 1st. And where is Tony Talvitier? Seems like Lars is content to kind of hang with Westy there, not pushing too hard. That's Talvitier with the undercut, now in 6th, coming up on Costas. And he's going to get through, but he's not on the outside now, staying on the outside and getting through. So Tony moving up into 5th. Next on Tony's knock list will be Mataj, who got that gap over Costas after we saw that intense battle there. So he's making his way back through with fresh tires probably and a full tank of gas. I wonder if he can go the entire 66 minutes that are left from that one stop. We will see with about 10 minutes to go if he has enough or not. Meanwhile, Ayrton still in 14th, just checking on him. Still has the fastest lap of the race. Caitlin Penny now finds herself in 3rd. She's quite the gap back, as you can see. But 3rd place nonetheless at the podium step as she goes around Marek. Randy in 12th there, staying to the inside and letting the 3rd place car of Caitlin Penny get through into turn 1. Why is he done? And then Mataj, we watched him battle his back with the Captosaurus, now in 4th place. But on his tail is Tony, and you can see there he is. He's not too far back, so he's gaining his way back through after the undercut pit stop. The leaders are now just crossing the sector 3 line, and Tony in 5th is not quite yet to the sector 2 line. So about a sector plus behind. Not too bad considering. Meanwhile, 2nd place in the points, Pichler, up to 7th now. So have we got another fastest lap? Nope, I'm hearing tick marks. People cross the line, I get a little alerts if something exciting happens. But as it is right now, 4th and 5th is the battle. But Talvitier just has, as you can see, it's only taken him a lap or two to get to the back of Mataj. Don't forget he was the pole sitter, so you know he's got some speed in that thing. So he's just quick overall in everything he drives. Let's see what he's got. As he's going for the pass, and there it is. Dallas BTA puts himself back on the podium, so he's out. He's got fresh rubber, he's got gas. So let's see what happens when Westy has the pits. But we also have a pit stop. Contosaurus pitted, but what happened to Lars? Westy's in the lead now. Caitlin's in second, so Cautious is in the pits. I missed them. We missed something there. Bjorn in 11th. Jones is in the pits. Caitlin on that gap, so the leader is all by himself out there now. And guess who it is? Yep, Nick Westy. Points leader. Look at that gap. He's got a whole straightaway back to second place. So this is a pit stop gap to me as he heads through the 1, 2, 3 sector. That big turn 4, that kind of kinky right-hander. And then you bounce it just right off the curbs here into the little chicane. Keep your speed up. So we are spread out. We got Marek coming in the pit. Marek pitting from 12th. Taj trying to keep the pace with Calvitier, who's just ahead of him there. But what happened to the third place? We'll never know, as I didn't see a pit stop. So they must have had it off. But nonetheless, Penny's now in second as Calvitier is making his way through the traffic. Penny just ahead of the 18th place car, Stefan Wyndham, who made it back out. Good for Stefan. We got another car. Looks like they're coming into the pits, 16th. Taylor and LaBelle, are they staying out? Yeah, they're staying out. So here is Taylor and LaBelle. They're duking it out here. So some back of the field action. Okay, they're pitting now. Westy's in the pits, so the leader's pitted. And it looks like he just did a drive-through. That's going to put Caitlin out in front. Fischler now up into 5th, just behind Westy's in 4th. So things are shaping up here. Not exactly sure what went on there. All I know is Mataj is still in the pit, the Scobler. Calvitier's back up in second place, but he's got a little bit of a gap to Caitlin Penny, now the new leader now. So it could have been when I was having a brain fade when Westy pitted. All I saw was him exiting. I thought he came in and out, so he must have stopped for gas. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know, because I sure as hell don't know what the heck's going on here. All I know is we're crowning a champion today, and if it stays like this, Westy's got it at this point in time. So Penny into turn 1, and you see Calvitier just coming down the main straight. You can see him on the track map there. He's just now hitting turn 1. So that is what Penny has to defend against. And he's got the 18th place car of Stefan Wyndham between him and first place. But meanwhile, Antonis Paranopoulos finds himself in 6th place. And we got a battle here for 12th with Marek and Summers. So the corn-fed Randy Marek holding on to 12th. And Ayrton still in 14th, so he hasn't been able to gain from that off that he had. So that was unfortunate. He was right up there with the leaders. Hopefully he can make it up somewhere here down down the field. He's got the pace. Oh, we see a little bit of an off behind him there. Looks like it's regained. So no harm, no foul there. But the 6th and 5th place battle with Pichler and Paranopoulos. Really sorry, Antonis, and I'm butchering your name, but. And Pichler's into the pit, so Pichler pitting from 5th. Lars finds himself back on the podium. So I think he's got his pit stops done. Let me try this again. Let's see. Let's try this. It's the number of stops, if this thing is legit. Give it about 10 or 15 seconds, we're going to see some pit stops there on the tower. We will see if it pans out somewhat. Time for stoppers. There we go. So 0 stops for Penny. But Talvitier, we know he stopped and it's showing 0. So see, that is what I'm telling you. The stuff's all messed up, Hagman. So we can't trust it. So I'm turning it off. But it would be nice to know. There's track map. So here we are. Just under an hour left. 58 minutes and 58 seconds. So here we go. Talvitier, you can see him slowly gaining. There is no traffic between them, but soon to be there will. It looks like that's the 10th place car of Ed Jones. Will be next on Caitlin's Penny's list. And there is Caitlin coming to lap the 10th place car. Jones Mr. Steady, keeping himself in the top 10. He's had a really good series. He's going to finish with some nice points. I'm scanning for battles. This Mick Westy out of the pits in 4th place. And he is all over Lars, so let's see if he can get back on the podium here. As the leader's pitting. Penny's coming into the pit, so that's going to put Tony Talvitier with the undercut back on top. So, as it was before Tony's first pit, as being the first to pit with the undercut, finds himself back in the lead of this race. And Lars is not too far behind, so for 2nd and 3rd. So after the pit stops, it seems that Westy was the one that missed out on the spot because he was in 2nd place for a while, but now it's 2nd, 3rd, and 1st, back to the way it was. So that's how the pit stops worked out here at the Indianapolis Grand Prix. Final round 6 championship round of the 2025 Dallara IndyCar Championship. Series 1 of the Sim Racing Online World Series year-long quest for the crown. Don't forget it's P2s and GTEs coming up for the next World Series, Series 2. Enduro racers with the P2 and GTE class. It's going to be something else. We'll be bringing that to you live as well, broadcasting every race. The Westies doing that driver stuff here. He's coming down the main straight. Let's see if he's got anything for him. Lars was extremely good. You can see Westy does a little bit of the draft, but it's just a little bit too late, not quite in time. Let's see if he can stay with him through the twisties here and perhaps gain an advantage somewhere ahead. It's going to take, you know, the slightest small mistake here and there. Kind of makes up the difference in a lot of these races. As they're coming up through some lap traffic. Or is that, no, that's just Tony. Yeah, ahead of Tony is, I believe that's the 17th place car of Gilles. So Gilles will be next to on the list of getting passed. And meanwhile, back in 5th and 6th, not too far apart, but it's going to be that battle again with Mataj and Costas. Penny's out of the pits in 4th. There she is. So she's not too far down after her stop. And here's Bjorn Hegman. He's getting harassed by Indianapolis. As the leaders battle down the main straight. And here comes Westy again. Is he going to get a little closer this time? As we see Ben Summers coming out of the pits. Okay. Antoine said, you can stop checking on me. I've had to make multiple passes through the pits to serve a penalty. Oh, no, Ayrton. That's sometimes the game just throws you a curveball. Sorry to hear that. No wonder you're back there. So that was the situation. Well, Ayrton, you still have the fastest lap of the race, so congratulations on that. And thank you for touching base with us. And in the chat there, give us a heads up on what exactly happened there, because it is very confusing from our point of view sometimes to figure out what's going on. I don't have the penalties. Well, actually it is on the tower, but these views I have, I'm not always looking at the tower. So, sorry to hear that. Hopefully the penalty is cleared. It's very frustrating when these sims do that to you. So we got Caitlin Penny getting through Ollie Batson. Here is Caitlin, currently in fourth. She's got Ollie Batson in front of her. Let's see if she can get around down the straight here. Looks like Ollie's moving over with the blue flag. Nicely done, Ollie. And Caitlin down the road. And meanwhile, Westy has caught the back end of Talvitier. And Lars is right there with him. So this three-way battle for the lead with 52 minutes remaining is providing a lot of entertainment here. Let's get a look at what it looks like to Lars. Guy's just waiting for a gap. This little, really tricky spot right here. This right-hander could be deadly. You can see hard on the brakes as Westy smoking those tires a little bit. Lars having to brake to keep out of his tail end. You saw I had a little bit more momentum there. Let's see what happens down the straight. Is he going to get Westy? Like Westy got a good exit there. Started to pull away a little bit. See if the draft helps him out any. As they head into barreling into turn one. Talvitier just leading the way up there. Let's see if I can find that cool cam from Talvitier. There it is. Perfect. Right on the call. There is a shot from the leader's tail. As they're in the middle of sector 2 with that little back straight, I guess is what this is, right? Heading into turns 7 and 8, which could be really deadly. Holding his own there. These three are all within a second of each other. No DRS in these cars. However, they do have boost, so I wish they had a field that would show us how much boost they have left. And it looks like, oh, Lars had a pretty good run there coming out on that lap. As we've got Randy Marek in the pits in first. Well, he's going for the outside, Westy. Keeping it clean as Talvitier putting the defense, making that Dallara as wide as possible. Just fending off Westy. That's some pretty good defense right there. Holy smokes, I thought it was all going to go to hell in a handbasket. I think, Ayrton's got some fans in the chat, and it is unfortunate to hear that. We are not going to stop checking on you, Ayrton. Just we got to let your fiance know that you're okay. So if that's anything but positive news. The Talvitier now has a little bit of a gap, and it looks like Not a lot of racing going on behind this group. They are coming up on some more lappers here. As you got the 10th place Eddie Jones just in front, as well as, oh, Tony's on the curb. As they both two get through, or the third going to get through, Lars is going to get through as well. Whew. Okay, so cheater mode. That's Wesley, Talvitier, and Labelle. Okay, very good. Cheater mode off. Meanwhile, Westy having quite a drive here as he's chasing down the leader. We are almost at the 2/3 mark. We got 48 minutes remaining, plus a few seconds. We got the 18th place car of Stephen Whittam has had an off. He's back there in sector 3 in that last turn 14. He's stuck in turn 14. Looks like he's got himself back on track as the leaders are now going through more lap traffic. As they're coming into that 12 and 13 section. What happened to Lars? Lars had a little bit of a moment. He lost touch with the two. Okay, so that's spread up. But meanwhile, we got 7th and 8th here. Philip Fischler in 7th and Bjorn Hagerman in 8th are battling here. Remember, Fischler has a shot at this, but it's going to take Westy having some bad luck. We're going to get back to that battle because this is the battle for the lead. And I get an alert that they are within a second. I get a little beep to go have a look. So here we have it. Both those groups are within a second. So we got Westy chasing Talvitier and Bjorn Hagerman chasing Fischler for 7th. Those are the two closest battles on the track. As you can see on the track map, those guys are going through the 13-14 section. That's 6th and 7th. As we are following the leaders that are not too far behind them to put them a lap down. And then here is Lars, who had that little bit of a moment there, and I think it was in turn 12 on the last lap where Lars had a little bit of issues, but he is still there. He's just got to regain himself, maybe cool down the tires and get ready to attack another day. So here's that Fischler lead, 7th place. These guys are trying to get through. Bjorn. Philip playing defense right now. They're in that 12, 13, 14, or is that the 9, 10, 11? Yeah, that's 9, 10, 11. Here is the big 11, which is part of the oval. Yeah. Oh, hard on the brakes. This could be an opening. Fischler making his way through. With Bjorn just chomping at the bit here. They get through there. Just in front of them is the 6th place car of Costas Cantasaurus, but between them and the 6th place car is the 14th place car of Robin Taylor. And so here is Taylor, and just in front of Taylor you see Costas. So Taylor, normally pretty speedy, not going to be easy, but he is getting out of the way for the leaders as he lets those guys battle on through. Nicely done. As the leaders are now going through the sector 1 again. But it's Indianapolis having a really good race, actually. 9th place. This gaggle of cars here, it is a battle of position here. 5th place is way out with Mataj, but 6th, 7th, and 8th, all within striking distance of each other. with Bjorn bringing up that as they head down the straight. Here they are. Also, the 9th place car of Antonis is just behind this group. So we've got going for the inside gap. Pichler on the inside. Heavy smokes on the tires and cautions, and Pichler's out in front of 6th. Bjorn is 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're all buttoned up now. As the leaders, Tony's got that little bit of a gap on Nick, as you can see by the track map. And in 3rd place, there's a head down the straight. We're going to stick with this action right here because these guys are racing it out. Fisher looking to the inside. He's getting to past. Cheater mode. 7th, 8th, 9th. You can see 6th, Bjorn makes it through. Takes over 6th. Pitcher down 7th. Kost is in 8th. And Antoine, who was always back in 9th today, but he has caught this pack, and there is a possibility for him to gain a spot. It's Perinopolis. I might be leaving a syllable out, but nevertheless, it's still fun to say. All right, Westy's back on Tony. Let's get to the pointy end. The business end of this race is heating up here with 43 minutes remaining. Let's see these tires. Let's see, Tony was the first to pit, if you remember. So here he comes again as we speak. Dalvitier pitting from the lead. This will be his final stop. So this is going to relieve the lead to Westy once again. So let's see if Dalvitier can get in and out of this pit and not have the unfortunate luck that Ayrton had with having to serve multiples. However, Ayrton has moved himself up into 12th. Just FYI, he's not 14th anymore. It's just wanted to let everybody know. So Dalvitier in the pit. Lars is down 2nd. Westy in 1st. So this is going to be tough because Westy waited a while to pit. So he's had a lot of fresher tire stuff. He might be trying for a one-stopper. We just don't know. But I want to check with Tony. He's splashed, he's dashed, he's ready to come out, and he looks like he's going to come out. Where is 5th place? He's going to beat 5th out fairly, maybe. Here they come. And it looks like he's got 5th place in the corner. So Bataj is going to stay behind Dalvitier just by 7 or 8 car lengths there. So good pit stop for Dalvitier coming out in 4th place. Meanwhile, Caitlin Penny having a great race on the podium once again. She's been very, very consistent in this race. Hitting the apexes, keeping it clean. So really, really good race for Caitlin today. Get on down the line. Meanwhile, the Perinopolis, 8th place. Fischler, 7th. They're getting through some traffic here. So Costas in 9th. 6th, 7th, and 8th, but 9th is way back. Or I'm not seeing it. So where is Costas? Yeah. Okay, he's on his own there. So he's pretty much gapped, huge gap there. As Atonis is pitting, Paparinopoulos is pitting from 8th place. And here's your leader, Westy. With Lars. A gap back. Westy's I'm just putting in hot laps right now with no pressure. Tony Dalvitier. In other news, talking about Ayrton, he has yet increased his fastest lap to a 112.9. So he is on fire as laps go. The race gods were not so kind to him today, but he is really putting some times together. And I believe he's going to get a point for that fastest lap if he can hold up. But that 112 is the fastest lap of the race. 112.9, he just broke out of the 13s. So nice job there. Meanwhile, 13th, Summers. I believe that's Batson right in front, so. And Jones in ninth, just ahead of these guys. He's got quite the gap on him. There is. So Ben does a good job. Got cheater mode. That was Ollie that he got around. So down, somebody's off in the grass. Who is off in the grass? It's the 16th place car of Gilles. Gilles is off again. That beautiful paint job. Meanwhile, second place Lars. Does he have anything? This is Talvitier. Let's check in on Talvitier in fourth. And then third place, Caitlin. So you can see Talvitier is about a half, I don't know, quarter sector back. As Caitlin just crossed the sector 3 line a minute ago, and now Tony's crossing the line. But from 12th, not Ayrton again. Ayrton having more issues. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Ayrton. More trouble for Ayrton. Ayrton now keeping his 12th place position though. So he's hasn't lost a spot, so that's good news. Is Parapanopoulos is pressuring Kostas Kentasaurus. So there's a couple of names that are a handful to say. A lot of syllables in these two positions right here. Market Crash 16 is quoting, he said, Ayrton is his own worst enemy. He smashes help and tries to find extra gear when it isn't necessary. He should hire me as a spotter. Very well said, Market Crash 16 in the chat. That's hilarious. Right. All right, Bjorn's pitted. So Bjorn is down the pit. Here is Lars Hageman. The other Hageman's currently in second place. There is third place Penny. So I'm going to jump out of this real fast so I can jump into this. I need to see these gaps for myself. So we got the gap to the leaders now. So Hegman is 7 seconds back. Penny some 23 and Talvitier 31. So let's see what Talvitier is to the Talvitier. Gap connect. So there it is. He's only 7 seconds back from Penny. Penny's 16 seconds back from Hagerman. So I just wanted to check on that really fast. And I'll give you the track map back. So to have a live track map when you're broadcasting in rFactor 2, you have to jump through hoops. I'm using Tiny Pedal to give you that info up there. And the only way I can do it is to turn the screens on where it broadcasts, it does everything. So if I were to alt tab back to OBS right now, you would see like 100 screens like you're looking in the mirror. But that's the only way I can get track map to work. But it's such a cool feature. I want you guys to be able to see what the heck's going on a little bit anyway. So here we go. Just a little info for you. So here is the battle for 7th place with Kostas and Antonis. Talvitier slowly but surely closing in a little bit on Penny, but right here we got a battle. Looking for an opening. Get through sector 1. Down that back straight. Could just pull up a little bit, but then you got to be hard on the brakes right here. And you can see Bjorn in ninth just behind these two. So as these guys fight, just behind them here is Bjorn. He's just licking his chops, waiting to move up a spot in case these guys have an incident. There is those two. Meanwhile, Tony Telvitier gaining up on Caitlin. As we saw in the first part of this race, after the first pit stop, he made his way back through. So that gap has come down, as you can see by the track map there. They're both coming in through the section 12, 13, 14 section. So Penny's just a little bit ahead. And we can probably see from this view here, there is Tony back there, down the straight. So about a straightaway away. Say that real fast 3 times, and then talk about Antonis Parapanopoulos. Yeah. Good stuff here. Oh, what's going on with Caitlin? Caitlin has got it all wrong. She's trying to come into the pits and just got it all wrong. Just a mistake. Penny. Oh my gosh. That's going to put Tony right back up on the podium. So now, an unforced error from Caitlin. That was too bad. She was having such a great race. Still in good shape. Mind you, she's still in 4th place. So, by all means, it's going to have some good scoring here. But this battle in the mid for 7th, 8th, 9th has turned into a 3-car attack. With Bjorn bringing up all the pressure from the rear. Here he comes. He's going for the pass, and he's going to get 1. Is he going to get 2? They're side by side. He gets the 8th place. Going to outbrake, and he does. So Antonis dropping back to 9th once again as Bjorn takes advantage of the high speed straight, puts himself right in position, and now Costas is next on his list. So let's see what happens here. Looking to the inside, but this is not the place to pass. Very dangerous waters right here. You really got to just tiptoe through this section because he is all over Costas. Costas having a mirror full of Bjorn. In fact, let's see if we can see that. Here's, oh, I don't see it. Am I on the wrong? Woo, squeaking it out as they're going to head down the straight. Let's see what happens. See what Bjorn can do. He's right on him, and he's looking to the outside, looking to the inside. He takes the inside route. He's going to get a nose on him. It looks like he's got the spot. It looks like Bjorn has taken over 7th place as he moves his way up. Nicely done. Meanwhile, Summers and Ayrton having a little bit of a go here. Ayrton is holding on to that 12th spot. And back up just ahead. Here's another run for the 9th place. As Antos gets it back from Costas. So these guys are going back and forth, creating positions there. Nicely done by Antonis. The battle ensues. We are at the 30-minute mark. We are 2/3 into this race. Let's see if we got this mid-race results thing work. There are your mid-race results. They're all in the same place, so there you have the top 10. What's it gonna be? Westy's getting through some traffic here. So Bjorn with some really nice work there to get himself at the top of that three-way battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now he's got a little bit of a gap. And it looks like Westy's coming in. Leader is pitting. So this is going to be it for Tony. Let's see if the undercut has going to work for Tony once again. As Tony is coming into turn 11 right now, so he is about a half a sector back, Let's see where they come out. We got other pit stops. Pichler's also into the pits. Here comes Tony. Where is Westy? Westy's not rolling yet. Westy's still not rolling. There's Westy. Westy's on his way out. Here comes Talvitier. Looks like Talvitier is going to get him. The undercut pays off once again. And also, Westy's coming out of the pits with traffic. I believe that is Taylor. No, who was that? But Westy's now out. And who's got cheater mode? Pichler. Okay. So two that are battling for the lead. We got Pichler in 9th and Westy in 2nd. So as far as points go, those are the 2 points leaders right there in 2nd place and 9th place. So 27 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We have 4 DNFs now. We got Gilles is out, Randy Marek is out, Peter Jones is out, and John Vandergeest is out. Most unfortunate. Ayrton still has the fastest lap of the race. There is Talvitier. With Westy's got Pichler. Between him and the lead, so Talvitier is probably enjoying that, giving himself a little bit of air to breathe here before it looks like Westy's going to try and get around Pichler. The 2 points leaders are side by side, and it looks like Westy's going to find his way around the 9th place Pichler. Nicely done. What else we go? So from the bottom up, we have Stefan Whittam, who had issues early on, is still in this race. As you see, Ayrton is getting around him now. Ayrton in that 12th position. Cleared all his penalties. But Lars and Penny are now duking it out. So here's the other Hagman, Lars. These guys are fighting for that last step on the podium. As you see on the track map, going through turn 14 right now is the leaders. And then these guys are just now into 12 and 13. They've just gotten around the 14th place car of Robin Taylor. You can see him just in the background there. As Hagerman all over Penny. What is Penny going to do? They're coming down the straight. Penny stays to the inside. They are side by side. Really close racing here at Indianapolis today. As Penny keeps it out in front, nicely done. Puts it just in the right spot. Keep Lars behind, and Lars is looking to the outside, but Penny's going to be on the inside as they come around. Lars going to the outside, and he takes it on the outside, goes a long way around and makes it stick. So after Penny takes advantage in turn 1, Lars just gets him right back in the 3 and 4 sector. Now Penny, does she have anything for him? She's coming back now. She's taking the inside. Go for over, and she's got position. Is she going to get it set up right? A little bit of contact. No orthodoxy, no foul. As Penny now gets back in front, so these guys are battling for that podium. Push and shove, and Penny finds herself right back out in front. Lars come back. Lars comes back on the inside again in this deadly section. Turn 12 and 13, so tight right here. Penny's got the advantage. Let's see what happens down the straight this time. Okay, they're battling, but meanwhile, Westy and Talvitier in traffic that close to the gap. As Ben Summers gets himself out of the way, but this battle for the lead is now on as Westy is all over WPA. As they're getting through sector 1 off onto the back straight. More traffic ahead for Tony. Tony gets through. Is that Fischler? I believe it is. Cheater mode. Nope, it's LaBelle. Okay. Sometimes it's just easier to put the labels on so I don't have to turn away from the action. Help making that thing as wide as possible. As they head through turn 11 into that hard right turn 12. Trickiest turn on the track in my point of view. Really tough. Into that pit in section, and now let's see what's going to happen down the straight as all 4 of them are caught up. This is just like I said in the beginning. We are down to 23 minutes, and the top 4 are all within a few seconds of each other. Just a few lap cars in between. We've got the 8th place and 13th place car, but they're within a straightaway now, as also Cautious is into the pits. So Westy all over Salvitier. Look at Tony. Defense. And Westy's looking for a gap. Looks like he's going to jump to the inside. He does. Can he hold him off? They're going to rub a little bit. Rub a little bit. Don't go around. Oh, Westy keeps it straight. Keeps it pointed in a straight line. Wow, that was tough. A little bit of contact. Let me get you a tissue for that nosebleed. Oh. Gives himself a little bit of rubbing room. I mean, they do have the Indy 500 here, and they also race NASCAR here. So a little bit as Tony puts it up in the dirt, and that's going to be all it needs for Westy. And now Westy's rounding out Tony's. Keep it straight, Tony. Keep it straight. Can Tony stay in second place? Holy smokes. Wow, tit for tat. The 8th place car of Philip Fischler. Closing on Tony. Now Westy's got that lead on Tony. Tony just got a wheel into the grass coming out of turn 13. Cost him a spot. Then that little bit of contact. Luckily, neither one of them went around. So that was fortunate. But holy smokes, is Tony going to have enough juice to catch the speedy Westy? We know how fast Westy is. So now it's going to be up to Tony to make up for that. Didn't have any damage. Let's check the steering. I'm sure he's fine. It looks like he's getting through these turns no problem. He's coming into turn 11. Trying to close that gap. We've already had trouble last lap. Put it off right here in the grass. Right there. It cost him what was the lead. And Lars has gotten around Penny and left the gap there. So you can see Lars now in third and Caitlin not too far back. We're coming in the pit, so Caitlin's pitting for fourth. That's going to move Mataj up, I believe. The Scobler currently rounding that, coming through. I think he's coming into turn 11 now. Or is that 14? Yeah, that's 11. So let's see. Where is Penny? Penny could be rolling. Penny's just up on the jack. Here comes Mataj. Going to get through and take that fourth place away from Penny. But will he have to stop again? And there is the pass. Penny should be on the roll, so there Penny's going to come out possibly in fifth, maybe in sixth. Let's see. I think she's got plenty of time in front of Bjorn. So there you go. So Penny to fifth, Mataj to fourth, Lars in third on the podium. So we had this similar order at the beginning of the race with Talvitier, Westy, and Hagerman, but not quite in this order. So Talvitier is going to do everything he can with this last just under 20 minutes to see if he can catch Westy. Now Westy pitted after Tony. So who's got the fresher tires? Is it enough of an advantage for Westy to stay out front? We'll have to see where that gap is. See Westy just in front of WTA there. What a race. Meanwhile, 6th and 7th is still battling with Antonis Parapanopoulos. It's now all over Bjorn. Well, within a second or two at least. And driver of the day, Ayrton, battling Ben Summers for 12th. And Summers got around him. So let's see if Ayrton can get himself back on that 12th spot. And he's going to the inside with a brilliant move there. He is so quick. Puts it out in front and takes that spot back. But what does Ben have to say as they hit turn 12? Ben puts it off, similar to what Telvitier did. So that's going to open up the gap for Ayrton. So Ayrton now finds himself back in 12th place. It's got Ollie Batson will be his next in line, but I believe there's quite the gap. So, yeah, to 11th place. Sure, where that battle is going to ensue, but we have a huge gap now. Tony having a hard time trying to close that. Looking at sector times, we got Westy's was a 18.5 in sector 2 last lap, and Telvitier 18.7 in sector 2 on that last lap. So you see the advantage to Westy at this point in time. Also, sector 1 was a 25.9 for Westy and a 26.0 for Tony. So maybe that little bit of tire wear, you never know. From lap to lap, though, wait until Westy catches the 15th place car of Michael LaBelle. He's going to have to get around. And it looks like that's going to happen in the twisties. And then they've also got Ed Jones and Ollie Batson in front. So Westy's got some traffic ahead of him. You can see Telvitier just there, staying with him, staying in that zip code to try and keep it real. As Westy now has caught LaBelle and is going to look way around on the back straight here. So let's see what LaBelle has to say about this. He's still got quite a bit of room in front of him. They're going to head into that 10, 11, 12 section. It's very tricky to get around. So perhaps Westy's going to get LaBelle on the straight at this point in time. This would look like that would be the fair game. However, he has caught him. So let's see if he can keep his nose clean here. And he does get around. So nicely done by Winham to let the leader through there. Next to find Winham will be Telvitier. And there is Tony. And Telvitier's pitting. What happened, Tony? So this is his third stop. So that's going to bump him down. That's going to put Lars ahead of him. So there goes Lars. Mataj might have a shot. We've got the 14th place car of Robin Taylor is in trouble and retired. So Robin Taylor's the next victim on the DNFs. Meanwhile, Antonis coming up. Let's see what's up with Tony. The jacks are down. Is he splashing and dashing? There is WTA. And here comes Mataj. So Telvitier has retired. What on earth happened to Tony? Wow. Into the pits and out of this race. That leaves Nick Westy way out front. Lars is the next possible chance with just under 15 minutes left. Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 DNFs now, the latest being Robin Taylor and now Tony Telvitier, another driver favorite out of this race. in this final championship. The way it's shaping up here with this under 15 minutes to go, you're looking at the Series 1 World Series champion for the Indycar Dallara Championship. It's going to set us up for the second series in the World Series Race for the Crown for the Sim Racing Online R-Factor 2 Drivers Championship 2025. Remind you, it's 4 events. Next will be the Enduro Racers mod with the GTEs and the P2s, multi-class racing at its finest. Live broadcast brought to you by Liberty Footwear and Marek Farms, so let's not forget that. Wow. What a chain of events. Just to follow up on that, that first round 1 at Buran will be on Sunday, April 6th at 1900 hours. So just to keep an eye on that. That's what's coming up next after this amazing championship. We've got other great racing at Sim Racing Online, however. Do not forget of what is on the schedule. Go to the site and have a look. You'll see we got some great races coming up. We have LMU GTE Series on every other Saturday, which will be next Saturday, the 29th. And then the Porsche 935 K3 Series will be the following Sunday, the 30th, in R-Factor 2. So we got Le Mans, Ultima, and R-Factor 2. And then AMS 2 will be round 6 at Interlagos. So that is Saturday, Sunday, Monday of next week, 3 racing days. Don't forget Monday night racing with AMS 2. It'll be the final round of the GT4 event. And then starting up in 3 weeks from that will be the Formula 3 series for AMS 2. So you might want to get a look at that and check all that stuff out. Yakakakakakora will be the first race on that F3 race on Monday, April 14th. That's Monday night racing. So stay tuned as we watch Wesley just lead lap after lap after lap. We do have a little bit of a battle here, though, with Bjorn and Antonis keeping it real. Still can't get over Talvita. We got it. He's going to have to come in the chat and tell us what the heavens to happened to him. That's just not cool. In other news, Ayrton still has the fastest lap on 1:12.9, so he might be able to put that in his pocket. It's like Market Crash 16 said, he's his own worst enemy in this race anyway. He's so fast, but, you know. So these guys, Bjorn on defense, as they're coming down to the main straight here. Let's see if he's got anything for him. He's in the toe, he's in the toe, he's catching him, he's catching him. Not going to be enough for a pass, I don't think. Or is he going to dive to the inside? He is. He dives inside, but he gets the spot. What a nice move by by Antonis. Sorry, Ayrton. So Papadopoulos jumps himself up into 5th place. Like I said about an hour ago, he has been very consistent in having an actually great race. And speaking of Ayrton, he has bumped himself up into 11th, so he is in a place away from the top 10. Let's see where he is. There he is. Fastest lap of the race. He's got a ways to go to get to that 10th place, though. 10th place is way up there in the section 12, 13 right now. He is just coming out of sector 1. So some work to be done there. There's your second place car of Lars Hagman. And whatever happened to Caitlin Penny? Well, there she is, still in 4th place. Not too far from Mataj in 3rd. So if Penny has a few tricks up her sleeve, she might be able to get up on that podium. And I'm sure she is well aware of how close she is. She can just keep it together. We don't want her to end up like Tony or Robin or Gills or Randy or Peter with those DNFs. Meanwhile, Bjorn, who was just passed by Antonis, seeing if he can muster up enough energy in his car to catch back up. And you can see it looks like Antonis is able to gap him a little bit there. So, I mean, it could come down to tire wear. He is on the alternate tire, the soft. Everybody seems to prefer that tire. Of course, it's got grippy and it's fast, and it seems to last long enough to do a stint of fuel. So if that's the case, why even use the hards? But I am only guessing. I do not know these things. I have done many laps here. And on that note too, I'm hoping that we are going to have a special event with R Factor for the Indy 500 on the oval with this very mod. That would be epic. So it is in the planning, so I'll let you know now. It is being talked about now. We're trying to plan it between John Vandergeest, and Ken Jagger, myself, Nigel Middleton, and Mark Hightree. We are trying to put together a special event, Oval Indy, for the Indy 500. So keep your ears open for that. Those are always a blast. We used to do it all the way back to the R Factor 1 days. We used to have that event. It was really fun. So meanwhile, Penny in fourth. As you can see, second place has a huge gap to third and fourth, almost a half a track away. So these guys are a world apart. But third and fourth have a shot here. There's a shot for Penny. And she's really closing up at this point on Matej. I think she's closing that gap. As you can see right there. There is Matej. Sure, Matej is well aware that Caitlin is slowly but surely closing that gap. As we are under 10 minutes, we got 7.5 minutes to go. What a chain of events. Talviti is going to finish this race in 15. Once Stefan Wyndham gets around one more lap, I believe. After giving us such entertaining laps after laps, the great undercuts and the lead changes. Great stuff. Keep us all entertained. So we got to thank Tony and Nick Westy and Lars and Matej and everybody for all this great racing that we get to watch. Here's Bjorn. So Bjorn is at the tail end of this 3, 4, 5, 6 battle. They're all within a few with a handful of each other. You can see they're half a section apart. Third and fourth are close, and fifth and sixth are close. So with any luck, 6.5 minutes to go, we have any change of position here. I think Penny has the best chance here to get herself on the podium. As they're going down the straight now, as you can see, she's closing that gap every lap, lap after lap. Gets it a little bit tighter. That's staying to be said for Bjorn, and here is Bjorn. See, the gap is a little bit bigger to Antonis, but closing nonetheless. So the battle for the podium ensues with Matej and Caitlin Penny. With just over 5 minutes left, I don't think anything crucial for the top two, as the gap is pretty large at this point. But anything can happen. Wesley could put a tire off, hit a wall, and we just don't know. Fischler in 7th. His dreams of a championship are lap by lap fading away, barring any incident to the leader, Nick Wesley, who is going to take this championship as it finishes the way it is now with just about 5 minutes remaining. So there's Penny closing that gap. There is the podium right in front of her. Matej doing a great job staying out in front. Let's see, where's my favorite cam? There it is. There is the gap from third to fourth. And this Matej is really good through that section 1 chicane. just on the gas over those bumps. But Penny's able to close up down the back straight there. Oh, that looks like, was that Fischler? Nope. So let's stick with this battle for third. Next in front of them will be Costas Cantadores. In 8th place will be the next lap cars that these two hit in their battle for the podium. They'll probably catch them at the end of this straight or probably into Sector 2. By Sector 2, they should have caught Costas. Maybe not, though. There he is up front. You can see him. To that turn 1. Okay, taking the shortcut there. I wonder if she got a track warning for that. Jump. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, she's as close as she's ever been in this part of the track. Let's see what she's got. Costas just ahead there. All right, it is on. We are down to 2.5 minutes. So it's crunch time now. It's now or never. About 1 mile lap after this. The leader has crossed the line, and I believe we're going to get one more lap after this. As we're at the 2 minutes and 30-second mark right now. So the next time Westy comes around, it might be, if it's less than 113, 115, that it should be the last lap. But we will see when Westy crosses. It looks like we might get 2 laps out of it. He's now in turn 14. Check. As they have caught the traffic now. So Matej has to carefully get through and hopefully, yeah, and he's giving way. So nicely done to allow the 2 podium fighters through. That was a good job by Costas. Penny is all over it. Here is Westy. So with 1:40 left, there will be another lap. So we got 6 off back. I looked her away for a second and look what happened. So Caitlin was on the podium for about a second. And now Matej is back on the podium. As they exchange position on the over-under scissors. So can she do it again? They're down the main straight. There's going to be one more time to go after this. As we're at the 110 mark. And the leader is in turn 13. So she's going to cross the line starting the last lap. So these guys will have this plus one more. Caitlin's got one more lap to make a difference. I'm looking around. I don't see any other position battles. I don't want to leave anybody out, but everybody's 7, 6, 8. They're not really that tight. They're going to finish how they are, I believe. So let's just stay with this. You saw what happened. Oh. Are the tires getting a little greasy here with the last 30 seconds of this race? So here comes Westy. He's gone through sector 1. So he has started the last lap. The next time he hits the line, it'll be the checkered. And Caitlin, she's got 1 lap to get herself up on that podium. And Matej has got 1 lap to defend. So let's just see what happens here. See if she can get a run. This is a pretty big gap this time, but you can see Matej trying to stay out of the trap. Caitlin's got this 1 shot left at it. Oh, it gets a little wide there. Much of the tire wear is coming into play. It's a gallant effort as they battle, but here comes Westy to take the checkered. There is your champion winner of race 6 and winner of the championship, Nick Westy, takes Series 1 of the Sim Racing Online World Series Quest for the Crown. There is your winner. Meanwhile, Lars Hagman taking second. And the battle, Matej and Penny. So, as you can see, something happened as we were watching Lars there because the gap has increased. And third place, Matej, here he comes around. There is your third place car, Matej. Fourth place, Caitlin Penny. And Papadopoulos is going to finish in 5th. Bjorn Hagerman in 6th. Fischler in 7th. Costas in 8th. Wow, what a race. What a race. And let's get to Ayrton. Ayrton's already parked it. So with that said, follow these guys around. Wow. What a race. That was crazy. Everybody's still on track. 5th place. Lopoulos. Unbelievable. Well, congratulations to Nick Westy on the Series 1 championship. Let's get a look here at these session results. So, finishing first, Nick Westy, and your series champions. Finishing second is Lars Hagman. Third is Matej Descobler. Fourth, Caitlin Penny. Fifth is Antonis Paranopoulos. You know his name. Then Bjorn Hagman in 6th. Philip Pitcher in 7th. Costas in 8th. Ed Jones in 9th. Great run by Ed Jones. Very good. And Ollie in 10th. 11th, we have Ayrton Toban, who had the fastest lap of the race with a 1:12.9. And then Ben Summers in 12th. And Michael LaBelle in 13th. 14th is Stefan Winham, the last of the finishers. Nice job, Stefan, keeping it in there. And then we have your 15th to start of the DNF, Tony Talvitier, Robin Taylor, Yeli Silva, Randy Marek, Peter Jones, and John Vandergeest. So there you have it, everybody. That was some crazy business. I don't know what to say other than wow. Some really awesome racing there. Where is my who I want of Indy? So with that said, let's not forget, next weekend we have, for your enjoyment, the Le Mans will be on Saturday, live broadcast. The Le Mans GTE races, followed the next day by the Porsche K935 K3 series on Sunday, March 30th. That will be live broadcast on Woody TV on his channel. And then that Monday will be round 6 at Interlagos for the GT4s. So that's all next weekend here at Sim Racing Online. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And that's going to be it for today. What a race. What a way to finish. Really enjoyed that. And hope to see you on the next one.